Hey people, Winter here for V3 Faction War. This is Graesark Undercity and Imperial Guard versus Tyranids. For the blue Tyranid team, we've got Stanley as an Inquisitor, offensive commander with great control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons, a little bit of support about or two. Alongside, RTS Cult is a Lord General, fights range combat with his retinue of stormtroopers to help him out, awesome defense and support capabilities. And rounding off this team here is Andreas Leonhardt as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with this refractor field. Looks like we have some Deathcore of Krieg DLC over here. Blends in very well on this map actually. Red Tyranid team at the top, GrimReaper is a Lictor Alpha lying in wait here. There he goes with his flesh hooks. He's a melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt with some awesome offense and a little bit of support too, getting stuck in on that Inquisitor. She's going to want to back off there. Alongside is Vigilo Confido as a Hive Tyrant, a very strong, durable commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse, and he is now joining this fight against this Inquisitor at the top, and she is having to run the hell away. Rounding off the teams here is Queen of Weebos as a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling commander with great mobility with some powerful offense too, begins in range combat but can get some melee weapons. He is looking after his natural VP down here. Tyranids have crawled across the map, taking the top, even taking this natural wreck point away thanks to that Lictor Alpha. Contested power going red for the Tyranids, as is the contested VP. Double termagants all round, no surprises there. We'll see what follows. Raveners would be good on this map with their general speed and mobility. Lord Commissar coming through to take red team's natural here. Kicking off in the middle, is it? Ravener meeting the Hive Tyrant here. Imperial Guard gets some shots in from range. The Lord General already has his grenade launchers, could do some decent damage with these things, and also gives them that nice speed buff for some mobility on this relatively large map. Imperial Guard setting up in the southwest too with the Sentinel, some guardsmen capping up, and the Lord Commissar will finish the cap on that natural VP. GrimReaper indicates a two-player attack against him here. Here comes that Hive Tyrant now with some Adrenal Gland Hormagorns in behind him, trying to tie some things up here. You'd imagine we're going to see this guy with a Venom Cannon at some point, because vehicles can do pretty well on Graesark. They've got a pretty decent time of it in terms of pathing and stuff. Just a few areas you need to be careful with, and Venom Cannon will help shut down those chimeras and stuff. He's got the extended carapace right now, so he can charge in. Great for the Venom Cannon since it helps you chase down vehicles, get those last shots in. Here's some catechins from Stanley Love. We also have some from Andreas at the bottom. Warrior Brood up for the Queen of Weebos and moving in here. Catechins ready to disrupt. Lord Commissar leading a charge, trying to get things tied up, but there's that crippling poison. Warrior Brood in their default melee state, they leap into combat with 18 DPS power melee. Looks like they are getting though the Barb Strangler that will help control that Commissar and do big chunks of damage to that blob of infantry do. There's the second crippling poison. The Barb Strangler shot actually missed everyone. He should have tried to get a shot off there while the Commissar was slowed down so he can make sure it hits. Nice approach though from Imperial Guard. Catechin's really making a difference here. Needs to try and keep those guys controlled because those shotguns are powerful, and of course power melee on those warriors would be pretty brutal. Gonna get that VP again. Some aggressive play at the bottom from Andreas, and in the contestants turning blue too. They might get a triple cap here, the Imperial Guard. Expected a strong start from the Tyranids as you usually do, but Imperial Guard doing really well here, getting those catechins up to detect this stealth Lictor Alpha. He's got his pheromone, gives him that cloud which can reinforce nearby infantry, including your allies, which is pretty useful. And it says debuff the damage of enemy units. I'm not sure if that was removed or not, because not all the tooltips have been updated. I think that was talked about at some point. Here's the Medical Sergeant for RTS Cult's Lord General. Often see it combined with the catechins to give them a medical heal that they can use. It's a 2v1 fight, right? No, the Hive Tyrant is here. There's that triple cap. Lictor Alpha unable to make any kind of headway into the back lines there. Really needs his leap, I think, if we're going to see big 2v2 fights like this. Tier 2 for Andreas Leonhardt already. Here comes that Hive Tyrant. He was shut down and stopped in his tracks by the crossbow bolt pistol. And can't really get in there. They've dealt with the Tyranid commanders pretty well up here so far. Catachan's making a big difference, I feel like. Sentinel's going to just sit back and shoot right at the moment. And they repel the attack pretty easily there. Here's some Barb Strangler Warriors for Vigilo, Confido. And also for GrimReaper. All round then, we see those Barb Strangler Warriors. Might see them transition into the Thorax Swarm upgrade in Tier 2. 486, 335. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. All going into Tier 2. In fact, Andreas is almost there. Could get a Chimera out relatively quickly here. That could be a big deal. Could drive it up to power and bash it. That could really put the Tyranids on the back foot. They can respond quite quickly though to vehicles with Venom Broods and Zone Thropes. And of course Thorax Swarms these days. Maybe we'll see one. Sentinel needs to back away here. There's that Raven Alpha. No upgrades for this guy. He's got barely any XP as well. Hands have got a whole lot done, but so far, well, none of the Tyranid heroes have really. Lord General here on his way to level 2, 3/4 of the way there. Queen of Weebos is pushing right through to the VP again. Not sure if they're going to be able to hold. Here's some Plasma Gun Guardsmen. Wow, putting the hurt on those Warrior Brood models there. Don't have their Commissars yet, so not quite as mental as they could be. It's just the Commissar gives the squad a damage buff, I believe. I believe that's still a thing. I have Tyrant coming towards the top and should be able to at least decap that VP. Here's the Catachan, so they might be able to disrupt with their grenade launcher from range. But a decap happens at least. These guys now working on this node. Don't get the cap though, at least not right now. I'm going to need to try and repel this attack first. I see a vehicle. Oh, it's just the Chimera. It's just the Sentinel, I should say. Got his missile launchers up. Lictor Alpha doing a little jig there. Shut down by the crossbow bolt pistol and goes down altogether. Will most likely get revived from there. Maybe right now, in fact. And there's the Excruciators from the Inquisitor. She's really going to town on her control abilities right now. Haven't actually noticed her use Hammer of the Witch as her default ability, but I'm sure she has. This stuff getting suppressed most likely by a Barb Strangler Warrior Brood. There we go. Trying to get in, get a shot off and get away. Here we'll see the revive attempt by the Hive Tyrant. A little bit late, but should get him up quite easily. There we go. The Zone Thrope starting to hit the field now. Here's the Warrior Broods. No Thorax Swarms yet. I guess they're waiting for vehicles to hit the field. Auto Cannon doing its thing. And the Hive Tyrant shut down right in front of it by Excruciators. She's really got some awesome abilities, that Inquisitor, and this is a nice little flank here from the RTS Cult. She didn't do a huge amount of damage in terms of losses, but got them off the field, that's for sure. Didn't try and force melee combat, it looks like, from the Catachans there, which is a bit weird. Zone Thrope getting shots in now. Brood Nest goes up from that Hive Tyrant. That's one of his global abilities. Might get shot down here immediately. There's some Stormtroopers on the field for RTS Cult. Still has his grenade launchers. Up into level 2. Down goes that Brood Nest very quickly. Trying to push through and put pressure on the Zone Thrope there. But got a little bit too far in. And now need to retreat off, leaving the Inquisitor alone. Yeah, Inquisitor's going to be alone here against the Lictor Alpha player and some extra Zone Thropes along the way from Vigilo. RTS Cult now getting a Manticore on the field, which I don't think will be able to hit the natural and the contested from the same place? I don't think. It might be able to. We'd have to move quite far up though for that. Lictor Alpha getting knocked over. Got his Toxin Miasma and is now getting that deadly jump. That's going to really help him get into the action. Kind of struggled to make an impact so far, that Lictor Alpha, I feel like. 486, 201. They've been very quick to target him and focus him down. Of course, he's getting detected by the Catachans all the time. It would be nice for him if he could try and get those Catachans off the field of Barb Strangler shots and stuff before he send the Lictor Alpha in. But it's much easier said than done. Does have Zone Thrope to try and get those shots off too. What's going on bottom? Capillary Tower is up. Stuff is dying. Oh, there's the Emperor's Wrath. I wondered what the hell that was. Not often you see the Emperor's Wrath up kind of this quickly in the game. Andreas Leonhardt has lost a lot of stuff here. He's in tier 3 though. That feels like a very quick tier 3. And looks like he could not hold out in tier 2. Wow, lost a lot of stuff. Queen of Weebos might be able to push all the way through for the power here. In fact, some Hormagaunts are already in around this area. Warrior Brood back off to Cap, and the rest of the guys can shoot the power. Not sure what the Hormagaunts are up to. There we go. Now they're getting involved. Great Devourer on the field for the Raven Alpha. In fact, he's fully kitted out with the Regenerate and Synapse Aura. That is a powerful Raven Alpha right now. Lots of shootiness. That's the big shield given to the Lord General by his Commissar retinue member. Looks like he has all of his retinue members, in fact. Nice Barb Strangler shot, and another one. That is dangerous and wipes out all of those guardsmen. RTS Colt getting a bit too cocky there. Those two Barb Strangler shots really set up those losses. Zone Thrope getting knocked over by his own Lictor Alpha there, I think. That's a bit weird. Tyranids should be able to take the top. Some big losses for Imperial Guard. Can they recover now as they start to go into endgame? We have some Kasrkin on the field for Andreas Leonhardt. Also for Stanley Love. Grenade launchers on these guys. Constant knockback. That's going to be pretty useful. Sentinel getting decaps here. Missile launcher in play. Not leveled up this guy though. Here's the Cadian Kasrkin. No upgrade for Andreas' squad. They do have fast capping trait though, I think. Maybe not right now. Do they need their sergeant first? I think they do. Barb Strangler have done pretty well. But got way too far up there. Not sure what he was doing that far up. Don't need to get that far up to bash the power. Zone Throw needs to be very careful here. Does get away. That crossbow bolt pistol does some serious damage. Level 3 Inquisitor. She now has Liber Heresius. Or Liber. I'm going to say Liber. Brood nest up. Good place for it. Behind that shot blocker there. There's that Manticore strike. Are they going to be able to go after that thing and try and hit it? It is kind of far up there. Two to 1 right now for the Tyranids. No bunkers up the top, which is kind of surprising. What are the Tyranids waiting for? They're getting tier 3 up. They might be waiting for monstrous creatures before they make any big pushes. Gonna play defensive for now. They have that VP. Can put pressure on anyone capping it from relatively far away for the Zone Thropes. There we go. Full retinue in play for the Lord General, getting shot up by Zone Thropes and other little Tyranids. Excruciators on the Lictor Alpha there. Still hasn't had a huge impact, this guy. Trying to tie up the Stormtroopers, doing some damage with his Toxin Miasma. Big push by the Tyranids. They are not waiting for monstrous creatures. They are getting right in there. And it was a well-timed push. Felt like they kind of caught the Imperial Guard moving there, which is a good time to attack generally. Things are generally out of position while they're moving. This is going to be nasty though. That is a rocket run and a Manticore strike. Holy crap. Wow. Massive, massive losses. Just did not bother to retreat out there, even though they saw the Manticore marker. Heavy turret goes down. There's Excruciators again, been using that to great effect so far. Inquisitor's level 5. She's doing very well at the top here. Double zone thropes for GrimReaper getting shots in, but he is down to just double zone thropes and some termagants down up in tier 3 though. Does have enough for a nuke as well. Queen of Weebos with tons of resources here. Not spending them though, maybe going for a Swarm Lord. Lictor went down. RTS Cult replacing the double guardsman, which is a bit of an odd one. Usually you just see stormtroopers come out or something. He's not tier 3, so can't get Kashyyyk. Wants some repair support, I guess. 286 to 191, 1-to-1 cap. And both teams experiencing big losses, but it's better to have your losses early so you can recover, which is what might be happening here. Imperial Guard with some losses early on, but as you can see, Andreas Leonhardt has recovered very well with double Kashyyyk and a Lehman Russ now. Forcing Queen of Evo stuff off the field. Down goes that tunnel over there. Can maybe get on this VP now. Andreas maybe getting some lag, it sounds like. 286 to... Whoa! Baneblade have caught this Manticore. It's not being moved quickly enough, and down it goes. Did not take long. 286 to 174 on the VPs. Very nicely done there by Vigilo Confido. Yeah, he might lose the Venom Brood, but it's not a huge deal. Took down a Manticore. Very, very much worth it, I think. Oh, looks like they get away. 3 hit points. It's a lucky escape there. Or just a very ballsy move, and he got away with it. Lehman Russ flanking around. This is one of the tight areas of the map, though, so need to be careful here. I have Tyrant charging through. That's a pretty nice nuke on a bunch of Imperial Guard stuff. Trying to finish off those Catachans. He's level 5, this Hive Tyrant. 286 to 150. Saw a flesh hook there from the Lictor Alpha. He's, wow, all of a sudden level 4. Maybe because of that nuke, I guess. He leveled up super. I feel like it was level 1 the last time I looked at him. Termagant's now capping. Really good back and forth at the top here. Raven Alpha now level 2. Fully kitted out, of course. Oh, Warrior Brood here with the Thorax Swarm. No tooltip, unfortunately. Any others? Nope. Swarm Lord is on the field. He's getting some Gene Stealers up too. Baneblade hits the field for Stanley Love, but he got pretty depleted there alongside RTS Cult with that little push alongside that nuke. Can they recover again? Because now we're going to start fighting Carnifex and stuff, I guess. Lictor Alpha is getting his Lone Hunter. Swarm Lord going in. Lord Commissar with a Fist of Brockus in play. Also Flat Jacket. That's a creeping barrage, right? Yep. Swarm Lord might want to back away here. Doesn't want to take shots from a Lehman Russ. There's a missile launcher there. Missile launcher Sentinel there to get shots in too. With some crack missiles. There's a stomp. Needs to get the hell out of there, Mr. Sentinel. And does. How much damage the Swarm Lord took. Didn't take long for that Lehman Russ to put the hurt on. Level 2 Stormtroopers. RTS Cult does go tier 3. He's got plenty of power too. Tyranids have the top, but here's a Baneblade from Stanley Love. How are they going to respond to this? They do have Venom Brood. And I'm not sure where the zone thropes are from GrimReaper. Oh, they're right here. You can also get that Venom Cannon up, of course, with the Hive Tyrant. Well, here comes a Carnifex. I wonder if he'll get the Venom Cannon up for that guy. Inquisitor will cap. No one can hold the top for very long right now. Raven Alpha getting shots in on the Kashyyyk. They now have their sergeant. You can see him there with that pistol. Has he got some help coming in? Andreas does. Not going to be able to stay here for too much longer, Mr. Raven Alpha. He took down one of the Kashyyyk at least, but does get out of there. Here comes the rest of his army with a Swarm Lord in tow. buffing the speed of nearby Tyranids, also allowing them to reinforce. He's got some awesome synapses, this guy, some powerful abilities too. Leech Essence and that awesome Blade Flurry. Here's the Carnifex from Vigilo. Confido does have that Venom Cannon. 100 armor piercing damage per shot. 216, 103. It's another creeping barrage. Won't bother the Carnifex, but the little Tyranids having to move away there. Dodging it pretty well, looks like. Termagants, of all things, getting some decapping action going on. Or at least trying to. They didn't quite make it. Need some more setup teams up here, I think. The Imperial Guard could do with some more las cannons and auto cannons, I think. Some suppression wouldn't hurt either. Sometimes players can get a little bit too focused on getting tier 3 units on the field just because they're in tier 3. Not always the thing that you want. That's a really good bioplasma shot there into the Catachans. Leman Russ is dropped in by RTS Cult. Pushing hard against his Baneblade here. There's a bunker, I imagine. No, it's a medical bunker. I was going to say, I imagine that's going to be a repair bunker, but no. Venom Brood getting a cap. There's a Brood Nest too. Going to get an awesome fight up here, I think. 216 to 86. The Tyranids don't have a lot of VPs to play with. I was just going to say that Queen of Vebos needs to be really careful looking after this natural VP, but it looks like it's being taken right now. Oh, Queen of Vebos losing the Swarm Lord. I guess it was chased down by Leman Rostam, but by the sound of the chat there, by the look of the chat, I should say. 212 to 86. There's those Thorax Swarm Warriors. Still haven't seen them do their thing. Are they going to push against this Imperial Guard? Or is it better for one of these players to go bottom and try and get both those naturals, make the Tyranids move? It's the eternal question in the team game. What VP do you go for late game? Ideally, you'd be pressuring all three of them all the time. Not always very viable though. Here's a Baneblade on the way from Andreas Leonhardt. Looks like Queen of Vebos will easily take this VP back. And some sneaky Hormagaunts are trying to take the natural of the blue team. That would have been a very nasty Emperor's Wrath, but they do get out of it. Now I need to retreat. There we go. 209.73. Single cap here for the Tyranids. Slowly ticking down that 200 odd VPs for the blue team. They've got a lot to make up here. Carnifex is starting to march though. Another one on the way for GrimReaper. We already have one from each player on the field. There's that Thorax Swarm. That was the electroshock grubs which stunned vehicles, shut down their weapons. I'm not sure if it's a complete shutdown in movement or just very, very big snare. Looked like it wasn't moving there. I know it can't fire its weapons, which is a big, big deal. Nice rocket run on his own stuff. Actually took out, wow, a lot of his own stuff there. Holy crap. And the Warrior Brood are going to get the decap. We just saw electroshock grubs doing their thing very well. Whoa, lots of stuff on the screen. What is this? Visual glitch there with those tracer shots, I guess. Leman Russ Executioner goes down. Absolute mayhem at the top. 158 to 73 on the VPs. Baneblade still in there for now. Here's a las cannon. That's a good choice, I think. Getting shots on that Carnifex. Manticore strike would be pretty juicy right now on those Carnifexes. Oh, we have the Inferno pistol from the Inquisitor too, but as Catachans took so much damage so quickly, had to get out of there. Looks like they pushed alongside a nuke there, the Tyranids, and did pretty well with it. 123 to 73. Andreas now getting a Leman Russ out. But the Tyranids looking strong here. They have 4 Carnifexes on the field between them. Some decent AV options in terms of Venom Broods and the Warrior Broods. These guys still don't have their Thorax Swarm though. These are Vigilo's Confido's Warrior Brood. At least I don't think they have. Can't see it on the unit card. Does it give... Oh, it does give the grenade icon. Okay. Gene Stealers with their Rending Claws. Got half their bar of XP. They've done something. You can see the central spine of the map completely red here. This is Andreas's Baneblade. And it's a ballsy move driving up to Red Team's VP, but I guess what else can he do? He needs to try and contest it, right? He knows that Queen of Rebos has a bunch of AV. Gene Stealers and Carnifex and that Thorax Swarm. Marathon Alpha level 3 does not get away. Baneblade getting the shot in there, I think. All bottom says Queen of Rebos. And I think they're right, yeah. Inquisitor's here. Lord General's here. There's an Imperial Guard party at the bottom. Have Tyrant coming to help out. There's a Carnifex. That is a creeping... No, it's a rocket run. Have Tyrant puts his shield up. Everything survived relatively unscathed. Blue team will try and camp this out here and hold it. Carnifex is moving in. Zoanthrope's there also. Venom Brood in play. What do they target first? They've got to target the Lehman Russ first, I think. And wow, did a hell of a lot of damage too. Don't think they can finish it off. Yes, they can. Venom Brood moving up to do so. Tons and tons of AV here. So much of it. That's kind of getting shots in. Those Carnifex is backing away. Another Lehman Russ drops. Taking them down pretty easily here, but can they get the VP? 78 to 47 is a 2-to-1 cap for the Imperial Guard. They are fighting for their lives. Lictor Alpha retreats out. Baneblade versus Carnifex is here. Can they finish it off? I don't think they can. Down goes that guy. And down goes that guy. Imperial Guard coming back strong at the end of that fight. GG, says Vigilo. He's lost a lot of stuff, and that could have been it. That could have been the decisive engagement right at the end of the game there. Imperial Guard held their ground, lost some Lehman Russes earlier, but they dug in. 1-to-1. Blue team are getting a contested, but red team just took blue team's natural. With some Gene Stealers hanging out over there too. Another Carnifex on the way for Vigilo, but I don't think it's going to come out in time to do anything. It's a 2-to-1 cap here for the Imperial Guard. And they are now contesting their natural again. Lord Commissar trying to get a decap. There's the Emperor's Wrath. Gene Stealer's a massive threat to everything, so he runs the hell away. Just 10 VPs remaining though now. The Imperial Guard have to defend the top. There's a Lehman Russ. There's a destroyed Baneblade. Looks like the Tyranids might be able to take it. Looks like they're going to. Nothing else here to contest it. Gene Stealers and Hormagaunts bashing powder should be splitting up and hitting different generators so they can all attack, but at the end of the game, just wants to bash stuff, I guess. 76 to 8. 2-to-1 cap for red. Can they pull this back out? I thought that was a decisive engagement down here. This is a Vanquisher Lehman Russ. Medical bunker. Blue team now want their natural back. There's a Baneblade and a Lehman Russ. Gene Stealers might be able to finish with the Baneblade here. Doesn't have much health. There's the Adrenal Rush. And it's going to go down very quickly. There we go. Gene Stealers did not mess around. Excruciators came in a little bit too late there to save that Baneblade. Lord Commissar now is getting the cap. 56 to 8. Red team now need to put pressure on their own natural VP, but that's much easier said than done. There's stuff here. Another Lehman Russ on the way for Stanley Love. Oh, without number being used here, dropping in some upgraded Hormagaunts and Termagants, just trying to contest things. Termagants are wiped out pretty damn quickly. Leveled up Guardsmen and leveled up Stormtroopers putting on the hurt there. And yes, Lord Commissar gets the cap. There's the 2-to-1, just 7 VPs remaining. Red team desperately trying to contest their natural, but looks like that is going to be it after a valiant effort from the Tyranids to try and come back from that bad engagement right at the end there. They do lose it. The Imperial Guard holding on. Awesome game. Some nice mobility from all players at the end there, coming down to that big fight. Level 8 Inquisitor, level 7 Lord General did have stabilizers at the end there. Level 6 Lord Commissar. Did a good job contesting bottom. Lost some stuff but came back into it. Level 4 Lictor Alpha didn't seem to do a massive amount of work from what I saw, but I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff he did. I have Tyrant level 8 with the very dependable Venom Cannon and Warp Field build. Had the improved Synapse at the end too. And a level 3 Raven Alpha. Doing a good job with his tunnels and stuff at the bottom. You see one deep in the mists of the map endgame down bottom right there. There you have it guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.